My name is Elizabeth. I am the head editor right now at the Green Medium. So the Green Medium started out 2 years ago as an engagement project that I started with a few of my friends in order to engage the people around us more about environmentalism. We started off by challenging 50 people to write for our blog for a week to 2 weeks to take on anything that they were interested in, anything that they wanted to look at, anything that they're curious about related to the environment. We won an award for our work for those 2 years, and we got the 50 writers. And at the Emerald Award ceremony, I got the opportunity, to meet Dennis Cuckoo, one of the head people behind the Mosaic Center, a project I really admired. And he said to us that you never know where your project is going to take you, and you just kind of have to go with it, or something along those lines. And after talking with him, we walked away and bumped into Gregory from the Emerald Foundation, who asked us to have a meeting about a potential partnership. When they pitched the partnership to us, it was an opportunity that we couldn't refuse, because it was a chance to meet Albertans that we admired, learn about a diverse range of topics related to the environment, and connect our writers and audience to interesting people doing amazing things, such as yourselves. How could we refuse? One of our writers wrote a blog series recently about the Green Medium itself and the work that we did in the first 2 years. He made 5 rules of engagement, and I wanted to share those with you because those were things I found interesting for our first 2 years of trying to get a diverse range of people to care about the environment for a week to 2 weeks. Many of them didn't have much experience or previous interest in the environment or sustainability. Come to people on their own terms was his first rule. Have no barriers to entry. Make it fun. That was probably one of our strongest qualities, is that we allowed people to be creative with what they were doing, and the output of it was hilarious, was fun, was strange, and people really took ownership with their articles and their videos that they posted. Make people proud of themselves. We didn't edit very much, and we allowed people to take on whatever opinion they wanted as long as it was grounded in reason. A lot of the opinions I didn't agree with, but it always was still published on the blog. And then our final rule of engagement was engage them so they can engage others. We asked everyone to share on social media one of their articles, and from there things really spanned out, and we got a lot of interest from that. This last year, we worked with the Emerald Foundation to feature all the exciting Emerald Award recipients and nominees across the province. We were also paid for this opportunity, which brought me to one of my favorite moments running the blog. I got a text from one of our writers saying that he was going on a cabin trip with his friends for 3 days, and I had bought the beer for the whole trip for all of his friends off the money he made from the Green Medium. That was a pretty proud moment. My little environmental blog buying that much beer. Would have never imagined after graduating high school thinking that. But we also learned a lot of other things from working with the Emerald Foundation and meeting so many exciting people. One of the first things we learned was that there's so many schools doing such amazing work, such as Aspen Heights Elementary up in the front over here. We got to interview them, and it was a very exciting process. Very cool elementary school, very cool work. Clan Donald Elementary School as well, with their Warriors of the Rainbow. Just across the board, there was tons of interesting innovation happening within schools. I was a previous Innovate student from the last award series, and I loved the program. It was great. Another thing we learned is that engagement and communications is almost as important as the action itself in Alberta, since it's hard to get people on board sometimes in Alberta, and we really have to be able to communicate well why these things are important. That's a quote we liked very much. Groups like Sustainable Mean and Evergreen Theatre were great examples of past Emerald Award winners that were really engaging with their audience and creating accessible, cool material that allowed people to explore more about environmentalism. Environmentalists come from all different sectors, was another thing that we really saw. Whether you owned a Tim Hortons or a hotel or were worked in any industry, we found there's just so much diversity in the kind of people that were caring about the environment. One person we interviewed started off as a biologist and ended up as an engineer working on building science. There's just such diversity. The last thing we learned is that environmentalists are incredibly passionate people who are really willing to put in work and put in a lot to succeed and to do good work. I'm an intern currently at the Pembina Institute, and it's crazy how many degrees people have, and the fact that they could be working for so much more money, but are willing to put in the work and work for an environmental organization, be an environmentalist, because it's important to them. Across the board, everyone who is doing these actions and putting in the effort, and all these recipients were people who really cared about what they were doing, and that was really, really inspiring to see. This is a quote from one of our editors at the blog, and I wanted to thank them. I have Okosawa, Matt, who is with me, Sam Gertz, are the other editors of this blog, and I could not do this without them. I also wanted to thank all of our writers and the Emerald Foundation for giving us this great opportunity to work with such a diverse range of people and to feature all of these amazing people in Alberta doing great things. We have learned so much from all of you, and we are excited for next year, where we will continue to work with the Emerald Foundation and also incorporate some of our original 2 years' objectives and goals to expand out. You can find us at thegreenmedium.org, and it's the Eco Hero blog series that we feature Emerald Award recipients and nominees. Thank you so much for your time.